Hey guys, what's going on? This is Shadow of the Moon, and I know it's been a long time since I've done my last deck profile, but today I'm going to be doing a deck profile of my favorite deck of all time, my Blackwings, the one that I've had for 10 plus years now. And I just want to give a thanks to Dark Arm Duelist for helping me kind of get new ideas for this deck and like what to put in for it and what can make it better and everything, and actually really helping me. So if you haven't visited his channel, please go do it. It's Dark Arm Duelist. And if you like anything on my channel and you like the deck profile, just please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so that way you can be notified of any deck profiles that I do. And alright, let's go ahead and get started. And I'm really happy about this because this is my favorite deck of all time. And I've been playing with it for 10 years now, and I'm probably going to be playing with it for a lot longer, probably as long as Yu-Gi-Oh! Is around. And there's been a lot of changes to this deck that's made it a lot faster. So the first thing we're going to be doing is 3 copies of Simoon, the Poisonous Wind. Simoon is going to be your base card in this deck because if you by revealing him and you can remove from play a Blackwing monster, you can immediately activate from your deck Black Whirlwind, which is a really like the best card in this deck. And then you can pull him off by when you summon him, you can search your deck for a monster, and then you can also have an additional because the effect counts towards his effect, not the normal summon. So you can actually pull off 2 normal summons with this card. This is what you use to get the big boy Blackwing Full Armor Master out on the field. You got 3 copies of Chris the Crackodon. Chris is a great card because even though he can only be special summoned once per turn, he's unaffected by spells and traps, and he is a 1900 basically beat stick, so if you use him and normal summon him with Black Whirlwind, you can pretty much search for any card in your deck, which makes him really good. And like I said, even though he's not as good as Bora, he's still an amazing card to have in here. Alright, next is going to be 3 copies of Bora the Spearwick, is what I just said before. Bora is an amazing card because he can bounce himself back as many times as long as you control another Blackwing monster on the field. So you can have him, bounce him back, and then play him again if you have another card. And he's really good because he's a level 4 just like Chris. You can set up for your Exceed plays, your level 4 plays, your Synchros. It's good to bring out a lot of your level 7s. And he's just all around, next to Gale, one of the best Blackwings that you could have, and even in this deck. Alright, next is going to be Oster the Southwind. Oster is the only downside to this card is you cannot normal summon, or you cannot special summon Oster. But when you're using the Black Whirlwind and Simoon combo, you bring him out, and then he can actually bring back the card that you banished using Simoon's effect, meaning you can swarm the field even more. Plus, when he's in the graveyard, you can place wedge counters on your opponent's face-up monsters that don't have wedge counters on it, which makes it really good for your Full Armor Master to go into him and then to use his effect to destroy all of them or take control of a monster that has a wedge counter on it. You're going to want to win 3 of him because of how good that effect is, and he's just basically the main combo in this deck next to the Cyber Dragon, which I do play Cyber Dragon in here. I don't play the Mist Valley, Apex Avian, or the Thunderbird just because I think that that's really cheap, play. You can if you want. I'm not saying that it's bad, but like if I were to ever do that, for instance, like my wife who plays with me, she would instantly rage quit, and I don't want people rage quitting on me over that because it is such a broken card. Okay, you've got 1 copy of Blackwing Zephyros the Elite. Zephyros the Elite is really good, especially if you're going in for your Cyber Dragon Infinity, because with Wise Tricks, you special summon him from the deck because he's a level 4. You can special summon Oster if you want, but I would recommend you special summon Zephyros because you can bounce him back later using Gale or Bora to bring him out, and he only makes it to where you lose 400 life points, which is nothing, and it's an additional monster in the Blackwing deck. Alright, next you got 3 copies of Gale. Gale is so good in this deck. Gale is probably one of the best cards in this deck. Not only can he half your opponent's monster attack and defense, but he's also the same thing as Boris. He can bounce back. Plus, him being a tuner, he's a level 3. He's very versatile, and he can pretty much synchro into any level 7, level 6, and he can also even synchro again. You can also get a second full armor master out on the field. So, next you've got 1 copy of Gladius the Midnight Sun. Gladius The only bad thing about him is you have to have exactly one Blackwing monster on the field, but he's a good interrupt and a good extender because if you have him in your hand and you've activated the Black Whirlwind and Simoon's effect, before you normal summon the next card, you can special summon him as like an interrupt. That way you can keep going. Plus, he can't be destroyed by battle once per turn, so if you do have him on the field in defense mode, your opponent can't have to at least have to attack him twice if he's still on there. Now this next card I actually got from Darkarm Duelist, his idea. Blackwing Gust, the Back Blast. This is, you wouldn't think to put this in this deck, but this is actually a really, really good card because he is, not only can you use him to search out, but not only can you banish him if you need to for Simoon as an effect, but if you have no cards on the hand, you can special summon him if you have no cards on the field, period. And he's really good because he can add more field presence and more just like the full field to be able to bring into your Synchro Exceed plays and your rank plays. Or your link plays, which is what you're going to want to do. If you only want to run 2 of him, I completely understand you can run like 1 more Orochi or whatever, but I prefer to actually use the 3 of him because I haven't had any problems right now. Alright, next is going to be 2 Blackwing Hamaratem the Dust. This is such a good card because of it being able to level himself and increase his level, basically level manipulate himself. You have him on the field, you can bring him out because he can be special summoned if there's another Blackwing on the field, and you can manipulate his level to say use Alistair, so he adds the 4 stars, making him a level 6. So he's another way to bring out full Armor Master. That's why I've got 2 of them in here, because he can only be special. You can only use that effect once per turn, but he is really, really, really good. So when you're using that Black Whirlwind, you're going to want to search for him. Alright. Then we have Blackwing Blizzard of the Far North. I only use 1 Blizzard now, but he's still really good because when he's normal summoned, you can bring back a Blackwing monster with level 4 lower Blackwing monster and put it in defense mode, which can use for your Synchro play for your level 6, or you can use it to extend the field a little bit to add up more of your monsters, which I used to have 3 of him. I only run the sadly only run the 1 now, but he's still really, really good in my opinion. Alright, and then the last Blackwing that I'm going to be playing is Orochi the Squall. Now, he is a level 1 tuner, which makes him really versatile and really good, and he's the last one who could be searched for if you have like Black Whirlwind. Plus, he has a great additional effect that if you Synchro Summon him using a Blackwing, you can switch one of your opponent's monsters' battle position. So if they have an attack mode, you can switch to defense mode, and vice versa. You can switch it to defense mode if it's an attack, or defense to attack, or whatever. Alright, so the next is going to be 3 copies of DD Crow. Now this is kind of like my hand trap, it's a winged beast, and he does not get affected by anything at all in terms of it doesn't slow the deck down, because if I have Allure of Darkness, I can just banish him. But he is good for those monsters in the graveyard, so you discard him as a quick effect during your opponent's turn or yours, and you can remove from play a monster in your opponent's graveyard, meaning that they can't you 1 card, so that means they can't target it. So if they're trying to do something in the graveyard, like Synchro, Link, or someone from the graveyard, activate an effect, you can discard it to send 1 of those and banish it, meaning that they cannot get it. Alright, that's going to be it for the monsters. Let's go ahead to the spells and traps. Not really good at that shuffling that a lot of people do, so I apologize. Alright, so you got your 3 copies of Black Whirlwind. This is the best card in your deck, because this is what searches out for all your Blackwings, sets you up for all of your plays, and this is the main card that can make your deck swarm and just go off. Alright, and I run 3 copies of Allure of Darkness. Allure of Darkness is really good because you can draw 2 cards, then remove from play a monster. So if you have like a DD Crow in your hand, or a card that you really don't need, like Gust the Back Blast, and you're wanting to use like Simoon, you can remove that card from play, and then you still draw the 2 cards. This is a really, really good card to pull into, and when you use it, it's because it also gives you a lot more hand advantage. Alright. And you've got 1 Swords of Revealing Light. I still play Swords. I know a lot of people don't play this anymore. I still play it because I love being able to slow my opponent down for 3 turns if I need to, get the resources to get something. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster to actually blow up their backfield if they have any. 1 Raigeki to blow up their field, period, for any other monsters. 1 Monster Reborn, just give me a like for that one because that is the LOB Monster Reborn Ultra Rare. And then 1 rank up Magic Soul Shade Force. This is going to be for the Cyber Dragon Infinity, which I'm going to show you a combo of that after the end of the video. I mean, not show you, but make a new video that's going to have Cyber Dragon Infinity of it, so you'll be able to actually see how to use it. I'll do test hands and everything to make it a little bit easier, because I know that it can be a lot of swarming and a lot of things to do. Alright, so with that, I'm going to go on to the traps, and there's only 4 traps in here. First is Blackbird Close. Now, Blackbird Close is amazing because if your opponent monster activates their effect, you can tribute a Blackwing monster, negate the effect, and then immediately special summon a Blackwing dragon from your deck. Meaning, that as soon as they activate something, you can tribute a Blackwing monster, immediately special summon this, and then you've got a 2800 beat stick on the field. Now, you don't have to have Blackwing dragon on the field. Once you've already used it, you can use the effect again if you've got a second one, and negate it just as long as you tribute the Blackwing. And then 2 cards that I've actually got from the idea from Darkroom Duelist, Eradicating Epidemic Virus, and this is really a good card that a lot of people aren't going to see coming, because they're going to use tribute a dark monster with 2500 attack, and you call spell or traps. Now, a lot of people who play spells, especially, meaning that every card in their hand and they're on the field, and then the next 3 turns all end up going to the graveyard, meaning you can completely shut down their deck if you play this at the exact right time. A lot of people don't see it coming, and it's just amazing. Alright, that's going to be it for the spells and traps. I'm going to move on to the extra deck, and I'll try to be as quick as I can. You got your 2 Full Metal Armor Masters right here. This is an amazing card because this is your big boy, Big Bird, and he is unaffected by anything, meaning you cannot target him. He's unaffected by anything that your opponent pulls at him, and even though it's for you too, meaning that if you have 2 of these on the field, it's going to be really hard to get both of them off. Plus, if they have wedge counters on the field, you can remove a wedge counter because he does it too, and you can take control of their monster, or at the end phase, you can destroy all monsters that have wedge counters, which is really good. 1 Blackwing Armor Master, it's the exact opposite of Full Armor Master. He just can't be destroyed by battle, and he places wedge counters, and you can actually remove a wedge counter from your opponent to make their attack 0. So that's really good. Then you got the 1 Blackwing Dragon that I was talking about earlier for the Blackbird Close. Right here, the Rain Shower, you don't see him play too much, but he's really good because he can pop and destroy cards on the field. If you have 3 or 4 Blackwings, you can when you bring him out, you can destroy the 3 or 4 cards on the field. And he's a tuner, so if you need him to set up for a higher level synchro play, you can. Chidori, the Rain Sprinkler, this guy gets crazy big. Especially if you're using like the Force Strix and the Wise Strix combo, and you're constantly dumping the Blackwings in the graveyard to be able to keep you going that combo going for Cyber Dragon Infinity. It is so easy to get this guy up to 5,000 or more attack, and your opponent just does not know what to do with it at all. Alright, then you got 1 copy of Blackwing Tamer, Obsidian Hawk Joe. He is a good card to have if you're wanting to have them only attack him, because he can have them attack him as a target and not the other Blackwings. Plus, when he's on the field and he gets special summoned, you can bring back a Blackwing monster, a level 5 or higher, from your graveyard, which is really good, especially if you've been using some of them. Alright, 1 copy of Northern the Starlight. Northern the Starlight is so really good because he's the only level 6 that I have in this deck, and he can decrease your opponent's monster on the field by 800 points and do 800 points of direct damage. Plus, he gives you an additional normal summon to set a turn, so you're going to want that, especially to be able to get your more Blackwings on the field. Then I play 1 Beelzebub, King of the Diabolic Dragons. This guy is crazy because your opponent does not know what to do with him at all. You basically have him out, and he can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. The only way is to just get him off the field, which a lot of people don't know how to do. And he's just something that you do not expect. Alright, then you've got a copy of Cyber Dragon Infinity. Cyber Dragon Infinity is what you go into from your Force Strix and the Wise Strix. This is good because you can take your opponent's monster, and a quick effect, you can attach a material to negate a card or effect. So it's a good card stopper. And I got 1 copy of Force Strix. He can search for your Blackwings right from the field and add them to your hand. And then 1 copy of Ice Beast Zephron. I still use this card because I really like it. It negates everything on your opponent's side of the field if it's your turn, and it gets 300 attack for each card that was negated. Alright, so for the links, the last one's going to be Wise Strix. Wystrix is great. This is what you go into your play. You can get your rank up Soul Shave Force. You pay 4,000 using that, and that's what you use to special summon Cyber Dragon Infinity. Smorg Bird of Sovereignty. This is a great card because this can prevent anything from happening to your Blackwings and stuff. That's what I really love about it. Plus, at the end of the turn, you can special summon a Blackwing or any Winged Beast depending on that unused monster, unused spell and trap zone. So if it's your first turn, you can pretty much bring out whatever you want. And then a Wee Witch's Apprentice, because I personally like it. I like being able to get a 1,500 or less attack and add it back to my hand. Alright, so that's it for the spells and traps and monsters. That's it for my Blackwing deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing a video too about how to do test hands and how to bring out Cyber Dragon Infinity for those who don't know how to do it. And I just love this deck to pieces. This is my favorite deck of all time, and it always will be. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.